What is admittedly hard for people to begin to appreciate and establish, yet comes entirely home to them and is of entire necessity, assumption, and depth, is that the uncaused cause, the whole and universal, as the element of being and address and fulfilled presence of undying assumption, is more present to everything than it is to itself. For it is origin and end, purification and alignment, the medium and the means, and its own living truth in that supernal entirety that conveys it and is its conveyancer to the fulfillment of its own liberated, unveiling perfection at the back of what it truly and is to its full dimension of fulfilled functioning in life is. For the only way that it can be at the back of the dimension, at the heart of the dimension, at the cause of the dimension, at the harmonization in the dimension, and the means by which this instance is to harmonize unto that which is harmony's self and archetype, and the true being of its life in it living, is for that to be the only own, is for that in its own self-reality and self-subsistence, to be the cause and attitude and alignment and means for life in life, equalization and equalization, manifestation in manifestation, for the unremovable subtlety of the undying source as the exclusive inhabitant and seat and soul and guide and law, to unveil itself in the instantiation, to unveil itself in the truth, and to be undiminished and undivided by any other aspect or incident of reality. For thence the perspective of the mount, which can see to the archetypal dimension to the heart of all things, the merged harmony of relation of being present to the ultimate depth of the valley, the harmonizing and that which gives the means of that harmonization, are alone in this integral undivision of this exclusive and archetypal continent requirement founded. And so awakening to this in all these traditions alone can come to that which is to use reality in its own life, and is to be awoken to the truth of this undying connection at the heart of all continuum. And so continuing with this, continuing with what was said, if everything by its own exclusive, continent, inclusive, direct and fulfilled nature of founding participates to this life of life, this purification of purification, this unconditioned wedding in the uncaused cause as its own fullest connection, presence, wealth, liberation, and a veiled state of function and fusion and forming, then nothing else could do that, other than that which is and contains all that, being the only to the full truth and witness and inclusion of all in its entirety. So the uncaused, the universal in its full subtlety and center and presence and place, is hence eternally made new to the heart and fulfillment and full dimension of reality, like a connection of life to life, at that truth of that archetype, which can hence contain the efficient fire, the efficient bliss, the efficient joy, the liberation at the root of continent cause, and fulfill its mantle in communion and connection, in undivided reality, containing and being the truth at every facet, every pore, every opening and state of that great truth, that great heaven, which comes to be truth and soul and full dimension of inheritance, which is not to be abstracted or mediated in accidental terms, but can only be lived with life, lived with vibrant and fulfilling, purposeful and present entirety.